problems. But, you know, one thing I don't agree with is many people take their problems and blame it for their failures. I didn't take my problems and blame it on my failures. I took my problems and I turned it into something positive. I went to school. It was not easy being a single parent. So it is doable. I worked and I went to school and I had a child to take care of. And I didn't really have much help. And, you know, that part of my life, yes, it was a difficult time when I first started going to school at North Shore. I think I went to North Shore at an earlier stage. I should have probably waited longer to go to North Shore Community College, but I didn't. I went roughly 9 months after my daughter's father's death. So maybe it was a little bit too soon, so I was this bitter, angry female, and I remember one time sitting in the classroom, and the teacher says I had to collaborate with my friends in an assignment. So we had to get into groups. And I sat there and I wouldn't move. And she says, Pauline, what's the matter? And I remember just tears just coming down my face, and I would sit there like this. And she says, what's the matter with you? She says, is there something bothering you? If you need to speak to a counselor, we can give you counseling. And, you know, it was that warmth and that showing of concern for my well-being that kept me going, that, hey, she really cares how I feel. And, you know, it was North Shore that kind of motivated me to continue with my education, which I have. But then there was always something still missing. I was always sad. I was always still depressed no matter what. And I remember going into St. Stephen's, and for some reason, when I went into that church, it kind of simmered me down. It made me mellowed. If I don't go to St. Stephen's, I am this angry, bitter person if I miss 1 week. So, you know, there's a way in which that keeps me going, and I think it's having faith and believing in God. It's having that faith and determination that you will not give up, and that you surround yourself with positive people.
Right.
You know, not negative people. I've had friends who are on drugs or on alcohol, and I kind of distance myself. But in the essence, I am there.
Because you don't want to fall in that trap.
Exactly. So in the essence, I'm there to help them to succeed and to get rid of that negativeness that they so-called instilled in themselves. Right. So therefore, I am a positive role model to some of my friends. Unfortunately, there's some of them you just can't help.
Right.
You know. So
there's a saying that says God helps those that help themselves.
Exactly.
And that's kind of what you have done. You've turned tragedy into triumph by expressing yourself in this wonderful book that I'm reading. Haven't finished it, but it's a heartfelt book. And you know what, Pauline? You are giving back to the community that you live in by doing this. Because there's so many young women, teenagers, having babies, no help, and you are showing them, if I can do it,
you can do it.
You can do it. So I think that's such a wonderful way of turning depression, anger, sorrow into something positive.
Yes. And this is where the positiveness came from. Along with, you know, my poems. Do you mind if I read some of my poems?
No, I'd like you to read your poems.
I don't want anyone to take these poems as a way of thinking that I'm a negative person, but this is who I am. And whenever I'm angry or frustrated or even happy, I write poems to express myself. So one of the poems that I wrote is called Whom, and it goes, though I walk the path, the narrow path, and my heart is pure of not many, I still feel I walk in the never-ending bliss of the unknown. Am I the product of societal neglect, that I at times feel numb above the surface of the earth? Who to tell why I feel a sharp pain against my physical well-being? I yearn to belong to something fulfilling, wholesome, and pure. A void created craters in my life. It won't heal because this vicious cycle is repetitious. And the other poem, Cycle, it's called Healing, starts from where the core of where the cycle began. The holes in your life will begin to close, but the scars may never truly disappear. And my strength, which is my favorite poem, it's called, "The power of my girls is my strength. The power of my knowledge is my strength. The power of my will is my strength. The power of my pen and paper is my strength. The power of my people is my strength. The power of my mouth is my strength. The power of my tribulations and triumphs is my strength. But it is the power of the Lord that giveth me my strength."
Amen. Amen.
The last one is called "Cry of Terror." Sitting on the edge of the earth, anxiously waiting to tip over, once an enchanted and cheerful child, now a distressful, heartbroken lover. Cool breeze and warm sun elevates the soul not at rest. Tears drenched her face like a wet blanket, anxiously awaits the best. Always a rapt child, walking the path of the what and the unknown. Thoughts of coming and going mystifies as loved one leaves, the more she feels alone. She felt used 1,000 times, then displayed on shelf. She lives in a world of giving and sharing that she forgets to love herself. However, no matter the fall, she keeps going like a marathon runner, nearing the finish line. So here my poems are written in a way to express who I am, and not just the book alone. So currently I'm working on a book for my poems. I have about 100 or so of them. And there are some positive ones and some negative ones. It's called life. Life
Right.
is not full of bed of roses. We
No,
also have
it is not.
tragedies, triumphs, tribulations, violence, struggles, everything. So that's essence what the book is about. Now, for my book, I don't know if you guys can see it. That's the front cover.
Healing an open wound, but the scars are left to mourn. Pauline Leslie. And where can they get the book?
They can get the book. It's sold in Amazon.com, Barnes & Noble. I believe you can go to various bookstores and pre-order it. You can get it on PublishAmerica.com. I think the cheapest, including shipping and handling, would be about $21 or so. So you can, again, go on Amazon.com, Publish America, or various bookstores to order the book. I don't know. I've seen it on Amazon for like $23 and some change. It's a little steep, but you know, I know the publishing company sells it a lot cheaper for $18.99 plus the shipping and handling, which will come up to about $21 or something dollars. So yes, this is a book about my life, and obviously the reason why I actually published this book is because I want to encourage other people that, you know, life goes on, and no matter the struggles and no matter the falls, you can get up, brush yourself off, and walk again. There's one segment in the book that was that I like the most. I don't know word for word, but it quotes, "I am like a game prize fighter in a boxing ring. Each time I fall, I get up and brush myself off and fight again." And that's the purpose. This purpose is like, we know that a lot of people are going through a lot of things in life. And I know a lot of people use excuse as to why they're still down on the floor, or as to why they have failed to get up. But don't use that as an excuse. Once you have life and you have faith, you can accomplish almost anything. And, you know, to me, even writing this book is a dream, because, you know what? Though I have dreams, I never just have the dreams. I let those dreams come through by doing something about it.
That's wonderful.
And that's why I have written this book, because I think a lot of people would benefit from it, whether you are a foster child or were a foster child, being in an abusive relationship or whatever it is. It gives you courage, encouragement to move on and to go forth in the world and to be positive.
I'd like to interject before we close the show. As a young black woman, you've not only accomplished writing the book and writing poetry and attending church, you're now a lawyer.
Yes, I am.
You passed the bar.
Yes, I did.
How wonderful is that?
Great. Oh, trust me, it was great. It was not easy.
No.
It was not
but
easy.
you did it.
Yes, exactly.
With God's help, you did it.
Yes, it was.
And I admire you, Pauline, very much.
Thank you very much.
And I wish you in Italian, I would say ti voglio bene.
Thank
I wish
you.
you well, always.